9 recaps, starting off with Titans and Steelers. The Steelers barely get this one, even with George Pickens, for whatever reason, getting a negative yard receiving. I will say, though, the one catch that he very well could have had in the end zone is like, you had all the space you needed to get a second foot down, and you couldn't do that. So that's pretty much on you. Their run game actually was not terrible. Najee Harris averaged 4.3 yards a carry, and Jalen Warren averaged 8. So that's pretty good for them. And even though the Titans lost, and with them making Will Levis their starting quarterback afterwards, that tells you everything you need to know. Like, no, Will Levis didn't get the win here, but what he was able to do later on in the game as a rookie quarterback, he had a very good shot. He threw a pick to Quan Alexander, but he was just trying to make the play, and it didn't happen. But the fact that he was able to lead his team down the field, like, fuck the stat sheet at that point. That tells me everything I need to know when you're trying to look for a franchise quarterback or a starter level quarterback right there. It's quality. It's quality work from Will Levis, and congrats to him getting the starting job. He deserves it after that type of performance late. Eventually, when he continues to put in the work and everything, he'll get to a point where he'll fully convert on that. It didn't happen, but he's laying the foundation early, and I think you have to commend that. Moving on to the Sunday slate of games, starting off with the Seahawks and Ravens. I have to be honest, I've got to eat my words. That's just real stuff. Geno Smith did not have a great game at all, and the rushing attack was non-existent. Couple plays early on with DK Metcalf and such, but nothing truly spectacular on the offensive side of the ball. Jackson Smith and Jigba had a fine game. That's really about it. On the defensive end, they just got eaten alive. I mean, shit, dude. Almost 300 rushing yards for them, compared to 28. The same amount of turnovers, but that didn't really end up mattering. 515 total yards, while the Seahawks had basically around 150. Like, that's just not. It's just a bad game all around. I don't expect anything like it again. But what I will say is that, like, for those who aren't giving the Ravens their credit after a win like that, it's like, huh? What are you looking at? What game are you watching? Lamar Jackson played so damn great that he was able to sit out early. You saw the emergence of Keaton Mitchell, which, again, to my other point, if you don't use Keaton Mitchell and give him an elevated role after a game like that, after not playing him all season long, unless he's hurt, then you have a serious issue. You are an idiot. I'm talking about the Ravens coaching staff, because there's no way he performs like that and you're not going to give him an increased workload. Like, it doesn't make sense. Gus Edwards also had a solid performance, just like getting the red zone touchdowns. That's really his game, and he played it well. A great win for the Ravens. A dud. That might even be an understatement for the Seahawks, but they'll certainly bounce back. Dolphins Chiefs in Germany, and the Chiefs started out going stupid, and then they lost it. Tua Tagovailoa had a chance, and he underthrows Cedric Wilson horribly. Okay, because I did not watch the game, but when I was able to catch that play later on, like, there's no way you underthrow him like that. People were talking about, oh, the ball was slick. Oh, the weather's different down there. There's no excuse for you coming that short with your pass to the receiver. Like, there's no way. He had a straight shot for a touchdown. Cedric Wilson had him beat. And then to top it all off, you don't get the fourth down, fail that conversion, and the game's over just like that. So they stormed back in the game late, but to what avail, really? But you gotta commend the Chiefs defense. Like, it has been a while since they've been this good. Maybe they are kind of an underrated unit. Because usually you'd expect a Mahomes-led offense to be at the very top of the league with like 30 plus points per game, and the defense would typically be getting torched on the other end, to where you gotta get like one squeaky stop at the end of the game to come out with the win. But no, they're holding strong in Kansas City. You know, once the offense, if they can even solve that problem with their wide receivers, because it is an issue that you have to account for. Even then, though, they're still like at the top of the league when it comes to, near the top of the league at least when it comes to record. But imagine what level they would really be on if that was in order. Rams, Packers. Let me just say this. The Rams are so bad at quarterback right now with Matthew Stafford out and having to get Brett Rippon and then automatically waive him, that now they went out and got Coop and Carson Wentz. Okay? That's all I have to say. Talking about Cooper Kupp. Let's just say that you're probably not going to hear much from Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua as long as Carson Wentz is there. And if I see either of them have a good game while he's there, I would be incredibly shocked. To me, it's like, where is Stetson Bennett, though? Because you drafted him, and honestly, this could have been a time where you could have put him in. So where is he? Is he, like, hurt, potentially? I'm not sure. It's a fair bounce-back game from Jordan Love, but at the same time, does it really prove anything? No, it doesn't. Good holding by the defense, but again, does that prove anything? No. It's the Rams, a team that has lost a whole hell of a lot of star talent, hanging on to the few pieces they do have. Yeah, you probably haven't heard much about Aaron Donald this season. He's probably going soon. And just like that, another star talent on the fringe. Cooper Kupp was hurt. Puka Nacua was emerging, but you don't really have anybody else anymore. You cashed out for the one Super Bowl, and you've lost pretty much everything up to that point that helped you get there. That's just what happens. So eventually they're going to have to face the rebuild. I mean, it's kind of starting now, I guess, but you're going to have to face it head on. At least the McVay is up to the challenge. Commanders, Patriots. Not much to say other than Mac Jones does suck. And it's so bad that even the son of the damn owner of the Patriots had to say that they aren't good enough. Well, of course they aren't good enough. But you have to have your owner come and say this about you as he's watching the game from up there? I mean, I feel like the late game interception, it's probably 75-25. Juju Smith-Schuster, what I will say for Mac Jones' case. Obviously, he's not good, but it hit Juju Smith-Schuster clean in the hands, to be honest. And Juju Smith-Schuster, it has been a while since he's really had a great season. I mean, he's done enough to stay in the league, but You're making plays like that, it hits you right in the hands, you don't straight up. That's a rough go, but you can't drop a pass that clean and that's close to your hands. It's right there and straight up drop. Horrible drop. And it sealed the game up. Commanders did pretty much what they needed to do. Quite simple. Nothing flashy. They just got the job done, really. So you just gotta give them their credit for the win. Vikings, Falcons, Josh Dobbs from the top ropes. Stepping in for Jaren Hall, who was honestly, Jaren Hall was not doing bad to start out this game. He wasn't doing bad. He let him down to the red zone and then gets hit and gets sent out of the game with a concussion. So that's rough. And you'd hope that he gets better from that in time. But yeah, Josh Dobbs actually played tremendous, and especially when you think about the circumstances. The fact that this man got there, you're learning an entirely different system. And you put up 2 touchdowns, no picks, and you run for 66 yards and a touchdown, just pulling off some of the craziest plays under duress. I have to give credit to that, to be honest. Now, is it substantial? Is it sustainable, rather? What? I don't think it's sustainable. I'm not sure. You just have to see how it plays out. But he's definitely going to know more of the playbook in these games down the line. The Falcons, I just really don't know anymore. I really don't. I'm looking and I'm seeing that Jonnu Smith scored a touchdown, and I'm like, why not use the other talent you have? You have so much talent on your team, and you're going with essentially the backup tight end to run some shitty ass tight end screenplay for, and he catches and runs it for 60. Alright, cool, but damn, get everybody else involved. What the fuck? Unless you just want them to leave your team. Because Arthur Smith and Jonnu Smith have the fucking Titans connection. Oh yeah, you're just gonna run a play for him and not actually use the players who are better. It doesn't make sense. And that's what you get, honestly. I don't know where the Falcons go from here. There probably ain't a lot of places to go, to be honest. Bears and Saints. Yeah. Turnovers made the difference. Really. Neither team played stellar. Tayson Hill just continues to get touchdowns in every way you need him to. The most valuable gunner in the league. Derek Carr did alright, but again, nothing amazing, just not enough for them to lose the game. Because they only won by fucking 7. It's just the fact that the Bears had 5 turnovers, and the Saints could manage to do all that and not necessarily be completely stopped by the Bears, but you're shooting yourselves in the foot when you don't have a single turnover at all. And you mean to tell me that you not only were able to just barely get the win, but you had to come back. A 17-3 run? You had to come back? You were down to this team? That's crazy. How do you allow a team like that to take a commanding lead when you're also forcing said team to give the ball to you with possibly great field position? You don't convert a single time? Nah. That is ridiculous. It's horrible. Texans, Bucks. Yeah. Yes. Baker Mayfield is honestly just like such a weird quarterback this season. The fact that he was able to lead what would have been the game-winning drive in the first place is quite impressive. And you gotta give him credit for that. But all of you motherfuckers just started talking shit when this dude failed the S2 cognition test, and y'all wanted to read into that all crazy and shit like that. And then y'all gonna call this man a bust immediately and shit like that. I want all of you right now to apologize to CJ Stroud. All of you. All of you motherfuckers out there that did that shit, okay? I don't even need to read off the numbers. I don't even need to read off the statistics. I don't even need to tell you what he did. You already know what he did because everybody's talking about it. I just need a simple apology for the haters out there, man. All of you out there. But I will highlight the fact that there were 3 100-yard wide receivers in this game, led by another Ohio State man in Noah Brown with 6 for 153 and a touchdown, including the 75-yard touchdown. Nothing more to say. It only gets better from this point. You're just gonna keep on doing this. Like, you know? Definitely Rookie of the Year material. Cardinals, Browns, that's how you do it. That's how you tank. That's why you put in Clayton Tune. And especially against a defense like the Browns. That's why you put him in. Let him help you tank for Caleb Williams potentially. At least until like Kyler Murray gets healthy. It depends on Kyler Murray's health. If you have Kyler Murray healthy, then obviously you're going to play Kyler Murray. And you're going to try to get some wins. I would think so, right? But as long as he's out, do all the losing you can with Clayton Tune. That's why you do this. Deshaun Watson played fine, but also was aided by some crazy ass luck. One of the luckiest passes I've ever seen in my life to get the touchdown to Amari Cooper. And again, he's in a lucky situation because the defense is just that great. Now, yes, this is against the Cardinals, and they're going to face the Ravens again. I guess it's better strength this time because they probably still have some players out, but they aren't so depleted this go round. So that's going to be a real test yet again, but their defense is that great. So he could definitely go a long way with this team. But you do want to start to have him play like the damn $250 million man that he is. Need I remind you that this is fully guaranteed money? He's getting all of it. So something's got to click at some point, right? He's got to play up to that worth. At some point, you're going to need it. Colts, Panthers. I mean, the Colts did pedestrian on offense, okay? They did pedestrian. They didn't have to do much, though, because Bryce Young said he would gift 2 free touchdowns to Kenny Moore II. Free touchdowns. Pick sixes on both occasions to make up the difference in the game. They won by 14 points. The 2 touchdowns on defense. Your offense ain't really in a position where you have to do much. But they're gonna need it down the line. I will say that. Yeah, something's like just I really don't know what to make of this situation. But something has to change in Carolina. Something. Because there is an underlying issue somewhere. So, you gotta figure this out very soon. Eagles Cowboys. Hey, just a good, clean, hard-fought win. Hey, Dak Prescott honestly played fine, alright? He played fine, but he still couldn't make the most of it because you had so many near misses, okay? You had so many close calls in this game that if you were able to convert on them, you probably win it. Even on the last drive, you got the damn 26-yard reception by CeeDee Lamb, but only after you ruined that attempt with penalty after penalty. Now, does that necessarily fall on Dak Prescott? Some of it, yes. Some of it, no. But all of that makes up the difference here. The fact that CeeDee Lamb was able to get 11 receptions for 191 yards against a secondary that honestly may not really be that great after losing all of their free agents, which again, that does play a factor, but you were able to do that against a team and you still can't beat them. Kind of wild when you think about it. Now, Jalen Hurts had a very solid game. Every one of the wide receivers there did what they needed to do when they needed to do it. Just a simple win. Typical Eagles win. Nothing necessarily flashy about it. Just good, just hard fought. Giants, Raiders. After Josh McDaniels was let go, the Raiders beat the Giants. Now, yes, the Giants, okay? They're the fucking Giants. But 30-6 win. So, yeah, Josh McDaniels was probably holding them back a little bit. This might be a little too soon to say, They're going to be playing better teams down the line, I would assume. It always helps when you have a quarterback. And, hell, it's a good thing that Tommy DeVito was able to get some damn positive passing yards in this game, but he threw 2 picks. They lost Daniel Jones for the season. You would hope that he gets better. At the same time, they are the Giants, with or without him. So, I don't know what to say there. Saquon Barkley had a good game that they could not compound on. And Dale Robinson got a touchdown, though. That's always nice. And, Aiden O'Connell did fine. Nothing to necessarily win the game. He just didn't turn the ball over. Josh Jacobs with a terrible and below average yards per carry, but he did get 2 touchdowns. He did almost get 100 yards. Probably one of his better rushing performances this season. I think that's all you can ask for. None of the wide receivers scored touchdowns. And the score was already out of whack before Davante Adams even got his first catch for only 6 yards. So, they're going to have to figure that out. Okay, that's still an issue that Davante Adams ain't getting the ball enough. But it's all good because you're winning by 24 against a team that's probably worse. Again, they're going to face better competition down the line. So, you just have to see how it goes. Bills, Bengals. Yeah, I really don't know what to make of the Bills, man. I just don't. It's like, you're just so inconsistent. It's crazy. Dalton Kincaid had a hell of a game, I'll say that much, but, shit, dude. Against every game, it seems like they have the potential to do something spectacular, or have the potential to just completely fizzle out when it matters the most. I mean, hell, this was a Sunday night football game. I think everybody understands what the hell went down on the last Sunday night football game when they were shut out for 3 quarters by the Giants. Okay, take it back to week 1 against the Jets. But then you'll have games like they did against the Raiders. Like, there has to be something tangible that is consistent enough to make you a respected team. And honestly, there are people who have that respect for them. But you can't say that and back them with a high amount of confidence when they're going to flip-flop every single week. And especially in a game where Joe Burrow, honestly, as stellar as he played, keep in mind that the Bengals only scored 3 points in the second half. They didn't do much of anything. So there was all the opportunity there for the Bills to actually make a full comeback and then some. But no. Bengals defense just completely owned you. They bended y'all to their will. They made you play their brand of football, and you weren't up to par for it. That's just tough shit. And finally, Chargers Jets. Don't disrespect the Chargers defense. Don't downplay the Chargers defense and special teams for that matter, because Darius Davis had an 87-yard punt return. Because we can be completely honest with ourselves, guys. Neither quarterback played good in this game. For most of the night, Justin Herbert was under 50% passing. He only had 136 yards. As much as everybody wants to talk about his rocket arm, he can have one all he wants to, but when you look at the numbers, he didn't do shit. And if you're gonna go yards, well, yeah, he was checking the ball down. I mean, hell, not only did Zach Wilson fucking get more yards than him, he averaged more yards per pass than him. By far. Even if he attempted more, it's like, damn, seriously? But again, the Jets are gonna jet, and there's always something. So they found a way to lose by 21. The Chargers could have very well charged it, but no. Just not this time. But it is going to happen. You cannot escape it. They are going to charger it because that's just their nature. It's who they are. Okay? But hey, Keenan Allen, milestone. He did get over 10,000 receiving yards in this game. So that's a big congratulations to him. He will honestly be able to surpass Antonio Gates' record if he can stay healthy, you know, and for the most part he has. So that's probably a foregone conclusion. But that'll do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.